Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Locally now, in Tasmania, police are calling on Newtown and North Hobart residents who saw something odd on Park, Ryde or Argyle streets early yesterday morning to come forward. A body was discovered at a burnt-out Glenorchy home with a torched blue Mazda also found later on. Police say the two crimes are linked.
If you witnessed or have footage of a suspicious person on foot in the area at the time, police would like to hear from you.
Authorities remained at the Sanders Street property yesterday assessing the crime scene, which was blocked from public view, while a 40-year-old Hobart man remains in custody and assisting police. Back home, advocates are ramping up their calls for a permanent ceasefire. Passionate Palestine supporters taking to the streets of Launceston pleading with the federal government to urgently intervene.
For God's sake, Prime Minister, what would it take? What level of murder and massacre would it take for you to say, right, that's enough? This has got to stop.
Demonstrators are also backing calls for unlimited humanitarian aid in the region and are vowing to take to the streets every weekend. A Victorian has taken out our most prestigious wood chopping event, the Tasmanian Thousands, held in Geeveston today. David Anderson has come close to winning before, but says a cool head helped him achieve the dream win.
For the first time in 3 decades, the Huon was alive with the sound of Australia's richest chop. The 63rd Tasmanian 1000 bringing 70 competitors to Geeveston, chasing a slice of a $5,000 prize purse.
Well, this is the most prestigious handicap in the country, if not the world, so it means a lot for us to hold it here.
Punters pleased too, with a chance to back in a winner. Chopping legend David Foster leading the auction.
We're at 250, at 253.
Defending champ, perennial favourite and backmarker Cody Steers entered the final as favourite.
7, 8.
But Victorian David Anderson took the title.
It's fantastic. I've been chasing this for over 10 years. I've made the final 8 times. And yeah, it's sort of a goal that I've set myself.
Experience under his belt and a cool head on his shoulders. The difference this time around.
Being used to being in the final, I'm a bit more settled. I didn't panic like I have done in the past. I've cut into the final and used the same axe in the final, so I knew it was cutting. A good friend did that up for me.
Local volunteers helping cook up the event and clean up as a crowd of hundreds made its way south.
There's a lot of people here today who, outside of this event, mightn't have had a reason to come to the Huon Valley.
The crowd hoping the 1000 doesn't take another 3 decades to come back. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
With the final session for this year's Taste of Summer event well underway, traders say their participation has been well worth it, especially following a packed New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve was awesome. New Year's Day was quieter, but still pretty great. You don't really get a dead day on the Taste of Summer.
We've had to make more of everything this year, which is fantastic, but particularly the peach spritz has really gone off this year.
Organisers estimate around 65,000 tickets were sold from start to finish. Children from across the state have descended on the Domain tennis courts, making sure they're in good shape before the Hobart International starts. The Free Family Day, a chance to meet tennis idols as another wildcard player arrives on Tassie turf.
These future tennis stars may be small in size, but were responsible for some big hits on the court.
Because I used to play tennis and I like it.
How much have you been practicing?
I do 1 day a week at Hot Shots.
The Domain playing host to a family fun day as all the Hobart International action gets set to hit off next week. Little ones taking to the court in droves.
Yeah, look, it's a great day. We really value being able to provide everyone an opportunity to come through the gates.
The event, the only female tennis tournament in the country, with Melbourne's Daria Seville, the latest wildcard announcement, set to play.
My best ranking was top 20, so it would be nice to get back to that top level. It's definitely one of my goals.
While the event and Tassie holds a place in the heart for former tournament winner Elise Mertens. The Belgian player currently ranks 30th in the world.
Every tournament is a bit different, the weather is a bit different and everything, but I feel like I know the weather here and it's actually pretty nice. It's not too warm, not too cold.
Players hoping to inspire the next generation of Tassie tennis legends.
When kids come up to say, oh, you played so well, I want to be like you, it's very, it motivates me.
All the action is set to get underway from Monday. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmanian News.
A Tasmanian brewery is making a name for itself, winning big on the national stage. In this exclusive sit-down, Island State Brewery shares its secret to success as confidence in homegrown products skyrocket.
Cheers. Cheers. Well done. Congratulations.
Toasting the taste of the nation, Island State Brewing walking away with top gongs at the Australian Independent Beer Awards.
To come away with 2 gold medals and a silver was just phenomenal. More than we could ever hope for.
The accolades unexpected for the Northwest Company, only testing the waters to see how the product compares.
We really didn't know what to expect, having never entered an awards competition before, and our brewery was only a little over 12 months old when we entered it.
The secret ingredient, keeping it simple.
Our beers, though, are typically pretty uncomplicated. We call it beer for the people, really approachable styles of beer.
It's a local brew which has the premier sipping with pride.
The very finest of a cold brew lager. I love it.
Celebrating the latest honour, putting Tasmania firmly on the map.
Builds that Tasmania brand story where we have extraordinary people doing wonderful things, that quiet pursuit of the extraordinary.
While the craft beer industry has exploded in recent years, there are fears popularity could soon dry up.
It's a really tough time in the industry. There's 2 breweries closing each week in Australia at the moment, and that's gone from 2 breweries opening a week.
But with a first-hand look behind this bar, there's growing confidence Tasmania has the taste to buck the national trend.
Backing people that produce that fine quality, and that's what people come to Tasmania for. We have to maintain and always continuously build on that.
I bring it down to the quality of our water here. I think we've got the best water and we've got the best beer.
Cheers to that. Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Milton Doyle is celebrating a big milestone tonight, playing his 50th game for the Jack Jumpers. The Jackies hosting the Cairns Taipans, including Tasmanian-born Taryn Armstrong at MyState Bank Arena. A short time ago, the Jackies were well up, 70 to 53. We'll have a full wrap of the game tomorrow.
Good evening. A bit of a mixed bag around the state today. Hobart and Devonport both 23, a warm 27 for Launceston, Burnie 22. Bushy Park the top with 30, 26 on Flinders Island, Friendly Beaches 25, 24 the top for King Island, Strawn, Smithton and on Maria Island, St Helens 23, Laiwini reaching 20. Some patchy cloud covering inland parts of the state today. Further out, more cloud over South Australia and some thunderstorm activity in other areas. Tomorrow, a trough will move over the west of the state, bringing some early morning showers before a wet afternoon statewide. A high pressure centre lingers to the east of the Tasman Sea. East to northeasterly winds reaching up to 30 knots in parts throughout the day. Swells up to 2.5 metres in the west and in the south. And there's a strong wind warning for waters around the lower east coast and east of Flinders Island. It might be a bit of a soggy start to the Cadbury Marathon tomorrow. Rain increasing in Hobart and 25, Richmond and Ouse both in for a wet Sunday and 27. Rain at times in Launceston and 27, rain increasing in 24 for Devonport, Deloraine 23. Rain also increasing over the west, Burnie 21, Strawn 24, 23 for Curry. And a bit of rain around the east coast too. St Helens 25, 26 at Swansea and 27 the top at Whitemark. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast now, more wet weather is on the way with possible thunderstorms about the Bass Strait Islands on Monday. Tuesday, more showers for the east and far south, mainly fine elsewhere. And some light showers for the west on Wednesday, mainly fine for the rest of the state. Looking around the capitals tomorrow, partly cloudy for Brisbane and Sydney, rain increasing in Melbourne, a sunny 36 for Perth and 33 with a shower or two and a possible storm for Darwin. And still nice and warm around the state right now. Hobart 20, Launceston 24, Devonport 21. And with the Cadbury Marathon in the south and the Bridport Triathlon in the northeast, it'll be a busy, busy day tomorrow, Michael.
Well, that's all the news for now. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everyone.